All right. That is the way to start. There are a few of you veterans here who might recognize who was in front. Louise Gooch. If you're not a veteran, former directing of our nursing program. I am sitting here thinking about August 15th. I got my annual physical and all this stuff I was going to complain about. I'm just going to shut the heck up. Wow. Thank you, Nancy, and others who brought them here. Janelle. Outstanding. I mean, I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about your introduction. That was outstanding. Thank you. We're going to get right into this. We got a great session this morning. You're going to hear a little bit from our colleagues about what we're looking forward to in this coming year. You're going to hear from 3 of our outstanding alumni, and we're also going to do one special presentation, which we're going to fast forward a little bit because he did not read his directions. I'm going to give you a little bit more on that in a moment. Before we do any of that, I want to welcome you back to main campus if you haven't been here for a while this summer. Many of you, we've been seeing each other all summer. It's great to see you again. It's good to see the rest of you back and coming. For folks who are tuning in, thank you for tuning in this morning. I want to give a moment to recognize any new hires we have with us. We always do this. We want to make sure folks know who you are, and thank you so much for joining our community. So I'm just going to kind of go down the line here, and let's start with what's probably our bigger group. Dr. Battle, anyone in Academic Guided Career Pathways?
You are a new employee starting yesterday. You are in Academic and Guided Career Pathways. So any of the pathways, BEST, CALA, Health and Wellness, Math, Science and Math, Business and Entrepreneurship.
Human Services, Public Safety. All right. Dr. Bowen, I'm not sure if you're going to have anyone here, but...
I don't believe any of my newer team are here because they are in the process of building the ark. Is there any campus operations new on the team that is here? That's where they are.
Very good. Dr. Donez.
So I'm not sure if Courtney Higgins is here, coordinator of accessibility services, and we have hired our first bilingual financial aid advisor. Maya Salgado Castillo is her name. So those are the 2 newest employees of student services over the summer.
Thank you. Andy Kleitch. Outstanding. Connie? I'm looking for Jerry. I don't think we do here. Okay, good. Christine, no. Who am I missing? Oh, there you are. Chandra, because Kathy's not here.
Hello, everyone. So I have 2 new people. HRTM has a full house. I told people were very joyous when they saw the graphic for Full House. I didn't teach them to do that yet. We have Ari Millicani, who couldn't be with us today, but she is our HRTM, HR specialist for HRTM support.
All right. Denise, I promise you will be popular. All right, and Kathy's not with us, home in St. Lucia. She and Julian Alfred, I think, are hanging out, the new 100-meter champion from St. Yeah. I first want to thank all of our new community members for your commitment, first and foremost, to our students, for making this the place where you practice your craft, for making this the place where you dedicate your professional lives in support of our students in this community. We are thrilled that you're joining this community. So once again, if you please welcome our new colleagues. But before I get to a special presentation, I do see our former colleague, Louise Gooch, walk back in the room. So please recognize her again. Former Director of Nursing. Louise, thank you for putting us on the crowded tour schedule. We appreciate it. All right, in a moment, we're going to bring down one of our trustees, Walter Newton. Plan to do this at the end. We generally don't have trustees coming into this meeting. I've told him that already. But we wanted to do this at the end. Walter and his wife, Denny, who could not be with us today, have made some significant gifts to this institution over the past year. And it is not the significance of the gifts that we want to recognize this morning, and we're going to have a little video we show. It's the nature and focus of those gifts. And many of you frequent or know of the Newton Makerspace, which Walter and Denny endowed and made possible. Some of you may know that they have endowed student scholarships, which support students to come here to campus. And some of you may know that Walter, well, you probably wouldn't know this, is involved in 3 other areas I want to make you aware of. He came to us last year, he and Denny, and said, let us know where you have the hardest time finding contributions. What is it that isn't a building, isn't a shiny program? And we said employee appreciation, employee development, and student financial assistance. Last year, they gave $150,000 to support those 3 endeavors. Student financial assistance. Hold on, because I'm going to have you applaud when he walks in here in a moment. He wanted to know how he could support professional development at a time when we were losing federal funds and one-time money, and we were having to deal with enrollment declines over the pandemic and trying to come back to better times as we've been doing. He wanted to know where we could not use state funds to support things like employee appreciation, to make sure we had money for retiree events, Harvest Fest, Summer's End barbecue, things that we want to do as a community. And he wanted to know where students were having some of the biggest challenges. And student financial assistance, we get some finish line grants, but every year we are trying to raise dollars, and we did, I think, roughly $100,000, about $75,000 last year, year over year, in student financial assistance. Walter and Denny, along with some others, have been major benefactors of that, but they have been the most significant benefactors of employee appreciation funding and employee professional development. So we're going to walk him in here in a moment. What I would appreciate, and I'm going to give you one more tidbit on this, which is it's sometimes a little awkward when one of your trustees provides so much more than the rest of the trustees because of their own. I mean, you just got to be careful about how you recognize them. There is no group, there's no press conference or event that we could have done that will mean more to him than the appreciation of the employees of the institution. Some of you may know his father was one of the founding trustees. Walter's been with us for 4 years and was just reappointed. So when he walks in, what I'd like to do is I'd like to give him a standing ovation. He won't really understand why. Then I'll explain it. We're going to play a little video, and I'm going to give him a moment to say something. This is a way we want to recognize him because, again, your appreciation will mean more than any other way or venue we could do this. So in a moment, we're gonna bring him in. And Gabe, are you going to tell me when he's ready? All right, let's bring him in. Let's see him right here. Ladies and gentlemen, Walter Newton. Trustee Newton, we've just talked a little bit about what you and Denny have done for this community for a long time, but especially in the past 2 years, where, as I told this group, you wanted to understand how you could better support the employees and students of this institution, and where we had a tough time raising money, you wanted to plug those gaps. And so today, we want to appreciate you. We want to thank you. We're going to play this video. I'm going to say something else, and I'm going to give you a chance to come up. Could you give some money for Wi-Fi?
What a gift it is to know Walter and Denny. In my short time here, I've learned that this is a couple that truly cares and is making things happen for the college. Walter joined the foundation board in 2018, and he leans in. And Denny is a talented artist. She loaned the college 2 of her original paintings for the opening of the Jane's Art Gallery, and she serves on the joint College Foundation Viva the Arts Committee, where she contributes to campus arts programs and resource development. Walter and Denny have a passion for Durham Tech.
Durham Tech's part of my life ever since I had been married to Walter in 1979. I've seen it go through some changes and great changes. It's just been, I've met so many good people, through being here, and there's a lot of wonderful connections, and it's a pleasure to be a part of it. We were at JB and Hunter's house celebrating donors, and the young man sitting next to us was the first young man in his family to go to college, and he wanted to start a scholarship in his name. He'd gone to Durham Tech to start with, and then to ECU, and was doing very well, and was so proud, and we just got all choked up.
And he was the recipient of a new scholarship.
That's right.
So to see that next step, to see the fact that the scholarship had instilled that in that young man, and he wanted to do that for somebody. It's just such a powerful message, and it's such a testament to my parents' commitment. Durham Tech opened in 1962. My father was a founding trustee of the school, so my earliest memories of Durham Tech were construction of what's now the White Building, which opened when I was just a month shy of my 5th birthday. My father was a product of Durham vocational education and understood what learning a trade meant to people and what it could mean to people and their future. So his commitment to the school and his commitment to putting people in a position to learn new skills and new things to help them in their lives was something that was just a part of who he was. So being able to serve the school and continue that legacy is very, very special.
Walter and Denny, when I first met you, you told me stories about the roles that individual people played in impacting members of your family and in both of you, and how those individuals ended up changing the trajectory of the impact that you and members of your family were able to make in the community. That's what you've done at Durham Tech. That's what you do at Durham Tech. We can find students, we can find faculty and staff, we can find members of this community who have directly benefited and their lives made better by the investments that you have made, the commitment that you've made to Durham Tech. And so those stories that you can tell about people in your lives, we have hundreds of people who can tell those stories about you.
I'd love to give you a moment to say a word.
So those stories that you can tell
Wow. It's just it's a privilege for us to be involved in the school. It just is a privilege. I think the Luke scripture says, to those that much is given, much is required. So we see it as an obligation, but it's truly it's truly our gift. The work that y'all do is so important, because you're changing lives and putting people in a position to earn a living is pretty strong. Jim Nicholson, who followed my father as the board chair at Durham Tech, said that Durham Tech is the single most effective social services agency in Durham and Orange County. There are more people that have broken the cycle of poverty here in what each and every one of you do than any agency in the state. So it's clearly a just cause. When you showed the welding shop, I told, well, where's our welding instructor? Is he here? Yeah. I told him that my father taught in defense school. He didn't fight in World War II. He worked at the Duke Physics Shop and lived on 6-month deferments because the Marine Corps was doing range finding research at Duke. And he taught in defense school at Durham High. And he says what we do for fun with the welding students is we'd switch their leads. So the guy in booth 3 was adjusting the heat on the guy welding in booth 5. And he said about 10 minutes, nobody was striking an arc. So if you'd ever met my father, you would go, George did that? So he had quite a sense of humor. But again, on behalf of Denny and I and the Newton family, it is a privilege and an honor to be associated with each and every one of you. And we really appreciate everything that you do. And we're just happy to be able to support it in a small way. So, good luck with the 8-week terms. I know it's going to be a rousing success. I know that we're going to see the student success numbers go up, and Andy and I will endeavor to try and fund it all.
As I bring up Dr. Donez here to continue the program, Walter, I just want to say thank you for the support and belief in our students. And today, thank you for your belief in us to deliver for those students. Dr. Donez. Thank you.
Good morning. How we doing? Good. So, we've been talking about this thing called Element 451. Oh, thank you.
Hey, you need a mic for the screamers.
Nah, I can't hold both. Not in the clicker as well. No, it's not. Too much. Sorry. And so we've been talking about Element 451 for a while, and I think it's important to recognize the magnitude of this system. If you're not aware, Element 451 is a CRM, but we're endeavoring to be creative and innovative. A few years ago, we engaged in an opportunity with the North Carolina Community College system to identify a system that would support us. One of the things we recognized during that time, and we continue to uplift to the state, is we need a system that's more comprehensive in order to support all of our students that we serve. Curriculum, continuing education, career and college readiness. And we don't have that in reality. And the product they provided to us was 3 separate systems. So we're still back at square one to a certain extent as it relates to the work that we do. So through this endeavor, we were able to really establish something that's at an enterprise level. And these are just some of the areas that have been involved and engaged in utilization of this system at this present time. I'll share a little more because we're not where we want to be, but we are working towards it. But I thought it was important because we've talked about it so much that many of you have not been exposed to or seen some of the evidence of what this system is able to do. And so I want to acknowledge and recognize all of the individuals and all of the areas of the college that are contributing to the work, continue to be involved and engaged in it to really get a system that's going to help us assist students. We've talked about AI in this last year in many different facets, but this is another tool that we will leverage the AI technology to really enhance and improve the experiences of our students, because at the end of the day, that's what it does. But it's also going to provide us with data insight. It's also going to provide us with opportunity to further engage students with the journeys that they're on, especially as we shift from the customer relationship management system to what we're calling our early success system. I do want to recognize that there are some teams fully engaged and committed to this work. And if you are on this list, and Dr. Brown, I'm sorry, I forgot the end of your last name, or it's being cut off by the image. I think that's what it is. If you are listed here and you are present, I would ask that you would rise. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I want to say thank you and forgive me as I continue to grind and have great expectations of what this system is going to be able to do for us. I do want to put this piece out there because when I talk about creativity and innovation, we're the only college right now that's endeavoring to have an application process that's fully automated. Right now, our current processes requires us to manually review every application that is coming through our doors. Eventually, what we're hoping to do is that a student will apply through CFNC, their information will go into Element 451, that information will then be transferred to colleague, and then colleague will talk back to Element 451 as it will be utilized as the platform to communicate and engage with students via email, via text messaging, via statuses for students on where they are in their application and enrollment process, and with early success, opportunity to engage with students to provide supports, but also to celebrate them as they're completing certain milestones as they're in their coursework and completing their classes. It's a challenge because we have some old systems and we have this new system, and so finding the integration that's needed in order to be efficient and effective is critical. I do want to recognize that in this process, we've also now reviewed our current criteria for admissions requirements. And what we're shifting is, where's Christine? I got to make some edits to the admissions procedure or policy, more procedure than policy, so it doesn't have to go to the board, Walter, so you don't have to worry about that. But basically what we're relying on from an admissions perspective is what the state board is requiring. Now, the difference between the admissions requirements is separate from a registration criteria, which is what are some things that we have in place, needing transcripts, making sure students meet eligibility for prerequisite requirements. That's a registration process. That should not be an admissions process. This should eliminate the wait times for students waiting to receive a confirmation email that they've been admitted to the college, that they are not waiting for somebody to review every data point on their application, because that's what we have individuals doing right now in ARR. Every single applicant and the thousands of applications that we receive yearly are being reviewed manually by individuals. It is not effective, it is not efficient, it is time consuming, and we need to break that cycle. So that's what we're trying to endeavor here. What are some things that are already happening with the system? We're utilizing it for several different things right now. Student communications, RFIs, requests for information. Caden, where is he? I didn't list them on here, but marketing and communication, we moved a lot of WUFU applications on our website to now using Element. Events, tasks, campaigns. Health and wellness application is probably one of the biggest evidences of how this system can really transform our work. And then it will provide some student data tracking for us. Conversations is one way that we've been communicating with our students, emailing, texting, and through chat. And what we see here are some data points. And this is from August 1st of last year to August 1st of this year. 12,826 conversations, 11,000 messages sent, 24,331 messages received, and that comes in different avenues in different ways, either through AI and then it gets routed to somebody in student communications, or directly to a contact who's listed on an RFI in order for them to now engage with an individual. So Dorothy Yates is a great example of that. She's listed on the health and wellness applications as the person to contact. She's engaging with now prospective students in regards to their applications through the health and wellness program, which we, if you don't know, it's a second application process beyond the CFNC. Our chat bot, and their pronoun is they, right, Jessica? Yes. And so the opportunity here is that Jennifer Bennett, thank you, is working extremely hard to make sure that the content on our website is able to be translated so when an individual student is landing on our website and they're seeking information from us, that that information that has been translated is able to respond to that student's request. If we start digging into the data, most of our students are contacting us at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. We don't work during those times. So AI is actually, our chatbot is actually taking those students and trying to answer those questions. If they get to a certain point where that individual is not satisfied with that response from AI, then they get routed to make a connection with somebody at the college, whether that's the Student Resource Center, whether that's a specific department, but that is how that tool is working. And as you can see, we have some data points that also assist. 4,350 minutes saved. That means that there's not an individual making attentive efforts to respond to that student. They're getting on-demand answers to their questions. And I'll be happy to share these out so you can see the data points more specifically. Task. So a task is created when information is being requested from us some way, somehow. And as you can see, we can assign tasks accordingly. I'm going to go back to the example of the health and wellness application, because that's probably a good use, because I have a data slide at the end that really shows how this system is improving our outcomes. Therefore, this is an opportunity for now someone at the college to be responsive to a specific need from a student. And so instead of information getting lost either in an email, in a voicemail system, we now have a way to make sure that a request is being responded to, but we also have a way to check that. If an individual contacts someone and it's landing in somebody's inbox and they're not getting an answer, there's no way for me to verify that information. This is a way for somebody to go into the system to say, hey, there's something pending here and somebody hasn't responded. Somebody needs to step in. So if somebody's on vacation, right? If somebody has some type of emergency and they're not available, there's a way for somebody else to step in and follow through with this individual student so they're not being impacted by our inability to respond to them immediately. Events. This has probably been a game changer for us in so many different ways, because as you can see, there's 3,827 students or prospectives that have attended an event at the college. And so this is insightful for us because it's also allowing us to not only track registration, but now we can see who's attending these events. And so it's an indicator for us to say, this worked well, or this didn't work well. What do we need to improve upon? And so this is really helping us because it's automated messaging, but it also gives us opportunity to track where a student is and what they have been to, so we can provide further assistance or further supports and provide them with information that may be interest to them. So if you have a recruitment event for a specific pathway, as an example, then we know that we can target these students because they're interested in some type of major or curriculum programming within that pathway. Also, another game changer for us, I missed one. Okay, sorry, campaigns. We have different modalities now. We also know that email is not the best form of communication because our students are not reading emails, just like some of us aren't. But here's some examples down here where we have sent some campaigns, and I do want to bring up this first example because it shows what we recently sent out to students as it relates to the beginning of this term. And so it was a notification that we sent through Element, and it talks about basically, are you getting ready for fall classes? What are some things that are happening? We said goodbye to Connect Mail. Believe it or not, we still have students coming through our door that don't even know how to get to their email. For whatever reason, they're just not getting to where we need them to be. So this was important to us. The campaign around Do Great in 8 and what is happening from a curriculum perspective and what they're about to experience. Everbridge app set up. So as you can see, we're providing some type of insightful information for them to kind of get a head start before they come through our doors and before they're meeting with the faculty for the first time, either seated in the classroom or online, for the faculty trying to explain what are some things that you should already have done. The other advantage about this opportunity is we were able to target our students. This was not a blanketed email to all students in the system. This was a targeted email to students who are registered for classes. So to be able to separate that is a unique characteristic of this system, where we can now focus attention on specific demographics of students depending on where they are in a given process to provide information that's very pertinent to them and their current situation. Talked about the different modalities. Game changer with text messaging, and what we have seen with text messaging is we're getting some better response rates as it relates to students reading text messaging and versus looking at their emails. The system is able to tell us who opens up the text message, who reviews the text message, who clicks on the link in a text message. Same thing with the email, and so it's really insightful for us to see the shift in how we communicate, and it should be informing us of how we need to shift on how we are engaging our students as it relates to our level of communication. So this is a slide that provides some data points that when we sent something via a campaign, an invite, some outcomes that existed. So the first one is the registration prior to the event happening. The second column is registration after 24 hours of sending that communication out. The third one is the final registration count, and then the last one is the final attendance. And as you can see, that career fair, it was a game changer for the Center for Workforce Engagement as it relates to the career fair. And so what we want to do is start leveraging this a little more, being more advantageous. I will point out that this is also a learning curve for us. Because it's new technology, we have not dominated or mastered how well we utilize it. But as we continue this process, it is helping inform us on what we need to adjust and shift as we continue to utilize the product. The other piece of advantage is that it helps us with our student profiles. It helps us get information. It helps us target information. So for instance, with financial aid, we've received ICERs. These are students who have completed their FAFSA application, and we're importing information in the form of an ICER. Well, we have students who've completed the FAFSA application but have not completed the application to the college. So there's a disconnect. I can't award you if I don't have an application to the college, right? These are ways that we can mitigate and utilize this data to help inform us, okay, who hasn't applied but submitted an ICER, because there's an intention there for them to come here if they're filling out the ICER. So then that's where a team like Sarah and ARR can come together to target recruitment efforts and endeavors to make sure those students are submitting their applications and bringing those things together. Vice versa, we may have students that have applied, may not have completed an ICER. Well, this is the opportunity to market that advantage for them to say, hey, if you haven't completed FAFSA and you may be eligible, you might want to consider getting that done, especially because of the Next NC scholarship at the state level. This is one of the happiest slides that I've received in a while. Melissa, you should be happy to see this slide as well. Here are the enrollment trends from the last several years as it relates to health and wellness programming. And when we implemented Element 451 and really used the system to provide guidance on the enrollment process, you can see how impactful it has been as it relates to getting our cohorts ready to start classes for the given year of their program. And I will highlight that if there's a decrease in percentage, it might not be due to the system, it may be due to the capacity of what they're taking in that given year. So I want to recognize that For instance, ADN is an example of that. They reduced the number of seats, so therefore the percentage is impacted and reflected here. But this is some pretty good outcomes as it relates to the system, what it does for us. I will also add that we've actually eliminated so many people having to be involved in the application processing for health and wellness, where now we have one individual that's doing this work, but they're utilizing the system, the automated processes in the system, to really engage students and provide insightful information versus waiting for an individual to provide the context in response to a given question that's being asked or a status of where they are in the application process. Yeah. The last piece, and I don't know if Dell's here, I didn't see her coming in, or Ulrich, but they are leading this endeavor as it relates to early success system. And I just want to give some few updates on where we are. They have been working extremely hard over the past few months. We've identified our risk factors, which are data points prior to the coursework, but they've also identified the triggers, which are moments of intervention while in coursework. So things like GPA is an indicator, possibly. Some triggers, factors, GPA, low socioeconomic status, right? All of these things that we know can contribute to how well a student may or may not do. Indicators are if a student stops attending your class, what are some triggers that are going to be sent, flags raised to say, hey, you missed a class already, not good for an 8-week course, right? And then what are some interventions? And what the system is going to do is, if a student is missing a class because faculty is reporting that absence, then a notification is going to a success coach that we may need to follow up with the student to figure out what's going on. So at the moment that you are reporting attendance in self-service, there's some information that will be translated to Element that will help trigger and automate some messaging to individuals, either students or employees on campus, so we can provide the direct support that individual needs or figure out what is going on with them. The other piece that this system will allow us to do is we're going to be able to capture some information from students that we've never been able to capture before, prior to them being in your classes, prior to them expressing to you some concerns that they have. For instance, a student, I'm going to call it a student inventory list, but I'm not sure that's what we're calling it here, but basically some information about, are you a parent? You know, do you take care of someone in your household? Do you take care of, are you responsible for elder care in your household, right? Are you struggling with food insecurities in your home? Are you struggling with housing security? So all of these things we're going to be able to capture from a student and do check-ins with students to see where they are, because then these are indicators for us as a college to know, here's some supports that we need to be providing to individual students so they can move their attention from what's happening in life to what they need to be focused on, which is the classroom and the academic experience. Because our reality is our students are facing or confronting those challenges and issues every day. And so we are looking forward to utilizing and capitalizing on the data we can get, but also this iterative process of the data, indicators, analysis, actions, and then making sure we have the proper teams ready and available to deploy the level of service and support those individual students' needs. As you can see, we've gone through some vetting processes of what the system can do, presented to executive leadership, presented to deans. We'll be presenting to Faculty Association Advisory Group, I think on Friday, and then we'll be introducing a meeting with Staff Association. I think what's important to recognize is this system, we all will be contributing and benefiting from it. And so the more that we can get acclimated with it, the more we can refine our practices, the better off we'll be to utilize the system to take advantage of the opportunity to serve and support students, whether directly in the classroom or whether it's confronting life circumstances that they may be dealing with. There's some other great things happening in student services, but we'll talk about those later. I think I've maxed my time, but I would like to ask our business guru, Andy Kleisch, to the stage, please. And if y'all didn't notice, Oh, one last question. And anybody who's part of this work cannot answer this question. I have a $25 gift card. Who can tell me why they believe the system is called Element 451? I've said it in a prior meeting. Why is the company titled Element 451? Raise your hand if you know. Yes. But do you know why? I can't hear. Who's that? Of course. I should have asked you not to respond either. But Catherine, you get a gift card, and I'll have one for you as well. I just need to. I can't. Who is? I can't see what. Okay, Brittany and science department. I'll eliminate y'all next time. Thank you all.
Thank you, Abe. For all who do not know me, I'm Andy Kleitz. I'm the Vice President, Chief Financial Officer here at Durham Tech. Just to bring you up to date on a couple new things that'll be rolling out this year in finance. First, we are doing away with the old travel system. We're bringing a new travel system. We tried. We couldn't get it to work the way we wanted to, so we know when we need to change, so we are going to make that change. Another thing that we are doing in the business office, we've reorganized our accounts payable and purchasing areas to be able to better serve the college. We are also entering into cross-training of our student accounts areas, our accounting, our accounts payable, and our purchasing areas, basically, so that each of the areas, there's two people in each of those areas. They will all be cross-trained, so to be able to provide help to students, staff, and faculty as they go through the day, so we don't have any downtime there. The other thing that we've done is we've introduced a new budget preparation software this year, and I think it's worked out pretty well. The other thing that's gone along with that is myself and Tracy Dunn are meeting with each of the vice presidents and deans to go over their budget requests, learn more about what they're requesting, which hopefully will help us make good decisions in regard to the budget. Just a couple last things. One, I'd like Tracy Dunn to stand up. I want to thank Tracy for all her hard work on getting a lot of this moving forward, and to Patricia Pendergrass, who actually is sitting back in the business office serving our students who are trying to take care of their enrollment issues today. And they both have done a great job in getting their staffs trained. And the last thing I'd like to say is to that gentleman sitting here in the front row, I have been more than pleasure to work with Walter Newton over the last 2 years as chairman of the Budget, Finance, and Infrastructure Committee. It has been a pure joy, and I am so happy that the General Assembly found in their wisdom, a little bit of the wisdom, they don't have a whole lot, but they have a little bit of wisdom, to reappoint him to our board. So I get to work with him for a few more years now. Thank you very much, Walter. And let me back. Next, we have the Prize Patrol, who are going to give out some gifts. I'm going to invite Tony and Evilise up.
I'll get one. That's not right. Y'all say anybody that gets it, raise your hand.
So welcome back to all the folks that weren't here over the summer. I've been here, so. Anywho. Okay, we're good. All right, so everybody has a ticket. We're going to go ahead and start the drawing. First, we have a gift certificate to the Ideals Sandwich Shop. They keep a line going down the street, in case you're wondering.
Okay.
And they're not far from here. They're right down the street. Sorry. Go ahead.
The winning number is 260342.
I just call the last three.
342, last numbers. No? Okay.
Okay.
Okay, this one is 260318. 318?
All right.
Yay, Kaden! I'll put this one.
Next, we have a $25 gift card to Mike D's Barbecue.
Ooh, that one I like. The winning number is 260326. 326.
All right.
There you go.
Come on, Zach. Come on, Zach. Hold on. Congratulations, Zach. All right, next we have a little bag of different things. Apparently that's the winning thing. Somebody's phone said that. So it's a Thermotech water bottle. You get the bag. I believe there's a pen down here that's in a box, not just a package. And an organizer. So that winner is
Last three numbers 266.
All right.
Connie? Is that? Oh no, that's not Connie. What's the next one?
All right, we got another gift certificate to Ideal Sandwich Shop. It's good for one free sandwich.
Okay.
Chicken cutlet.
Winning number is ending in 238. Oh, there you
All
go.
right, Khalil.
Too funny. What's the next one?
All right, another Mike D's Barbecue, $25. If you need somebody to go with you, I'm just saying.
The winning number is 262. Oh, there he goes. What's the next one? Oh, the one.
All right, we have another free sandwich for Ideals.
Winning number is 284. 284? No? Okay. Okay, shake it. $164.
Last three, 164.
Last three numbers. Okay, next.
Okay, I get a free sandwich to Ideals.
222.
I know the lady who bakes the bread. Oh, you got it again.
Next prize.
Next, we have a Dermtech shirt.
That is nice. Winning number is 410. My favorite numbers. No? 410?
Last three, 410.
Next number is last three numbers 380. No, it's a lot of shaking. 350. She got it? Yay!
All right, another Mike D's Barbecue, $25.
362.
Last three.
Oh, there she goes.
We got a date.
That's a lot of dates, Tony. Too funny. One free sandwich.
All right, one more gift certificate to Ideals for one free sandwich.
Numbers, the winning number is 327. Oh.
I'll do one more,
Last
and then we'll continue
winner.
with the program. Mike D's, 25. Let's
Like
go.
155.
155, last three.
155. No. 239. Again. Oh, I was gonna. Oh.
Out of the way.
Thanks, Tony and Evelise. Y'all know we have an apprenticeship with Mike D's. There you go. There you go, Norman. All right. 1 minute before I bring up Sophia, and I want to do a quick introduction, but I do want to introduce someone that you stood for before. She just didn't make the entrance with Walter, but that's Denny Newton. Just wave to him. Thank you for joining us. We'll show you the video. All right. I am very excited to bring up Sophia Avila, who is a recent graduate of medical assisting, and you may also remember she was the Durham Tech Academic Excellence Award winner for the entire college last year. And planning on a career in healthcare and nursing. Sophia, we're so glad you've joined us today.
Hope you guys can see me. Well, good morning, everybody. Hope everybody's doing well. Thank you. So, first of all, I am deeply honored to stand before you guys and express my heartfelt gratitude to Durham Tech Community College. And to introduce myself, as I said, my name is Sofia Avila. I was born and live in Honduras like 18 years of my life. This is located in Central America. Yeah, just throwing out there. It is a beautiful country full of abundant natural beauty, but vilely plundered by corrupt politicians and narcotic smugglers. Sadly, my country is known for being one of the most hazardous in the world, with limited access to high-quality education and a neglect public health system, as well as few opportunities to develop personally, academically, and professionally. Despite of being my country, a country of very low economic resources, it has people who are hard workers, who look for ways to survive, get ahead, and improve their lifestyles. My family and I are part of those people. Despite of all the negative conditions, I have been blessed with a wonderful family that has taught me moral and Christian values. They have forced me to understand that although this decadent situation is my current reality, I must make an effort to avoid this being my final destiny. And that's the introduction I wrote when I was in Honduras. No clue that I was going to be blessed here in Durham Tech. It's part of a huge, long essay that I won't read because we'll be here till tomorrow. But following up, when I reflect on my journey, it's clear that Durham Tech has been more than just a place of learning. It has been the foundation of my ethics, which led me to a professional life. The open door to make that led me to meet kind-hearted people and hardworking people. It has also led me to discover my path in my academic competence. The dedication of the faculty and the support of the staff have played a pivotal role in shaping who I am today. In my case, I was able to bond with the Durham Tech Foundation, who received 10,000 emails every day. Their assistance that I have received and the prompt responses to my emails have been so close to my heart. They have made me feel heard, understood, and well supported. This level of attention and care has been invaluable, as it has not only provided me with financial support, but also a strong sense of connection and encouragement. Durham Tech's commitment to excellence and encouragement pushed beyond my limits and have been instrumental in helping me to discover my true purpose in the healthcare career. It's this motivation that has driven me to continue climbing the ladder of education and personal growth. Durham Tech has provided me with the tools, knowledge, and inspiration needed to pursue my aspirations. I was able to graduate as a medical assistant, and now I can finally say I'm certified. And gratefully, Durham Tech has not closed the doors for me, since now I'm preparing to step into the nursing profession. And open doors what Durham Tech means to me and my family. The college has opened opportunities not just for me, but now to my mom sitting right here. And this has taught me that no matter the background, no matter the age, and no matter your native language, Durham Tech has a place for you, and I have seen it. Thank you, Durham Technical Community College, for your exceptional contribution to my development and for empowering me and my family to reach for the stars. Your impact on my life is immeasurable, and I am proud to carry forward the legacy of excellence and integrity that this institution represents. Thank you. Thank you. I'm gonna cry. All right. Thank you, guys. And I am proud to now bring you to the stage, Dr. Battle. Yay.
Good morning. Good morning. So I am Kara Battle, the Vice President and Chief Academic Officer, and I am so excited to be here today. We were given kind of some parameters of bring 3 things that we're excited about today. I actually have 4, so I'm going to change that a little bit. The first thing that I'm excited about is not on a slide, but the first thing I'm really, really excited about is we have an AGCP Teams channel, so Academic and Guided Career Pathways Team channel. So lots of ways, lots of information that we are transferring back and forth. You can make comments, you can ask questions. If you have something you want to post, you can send it to either Dr. Jen Servey Roberts, myself, or Tracy. Tracy is here somewhere. Oh, okay. And we can post it for you. Great. It's been very useful this summer. I launched it in May, June, and it's been very effective with communicating, so I'm very excited about that. I'm truly delighted to stand before you today as we embark on another exciting academic year at Durham Technical Community College. The energy in this room is palpable, and it's a testament to the dedication and passion each of you brings to our community. This year promises to be one of motivation, growth, and success. We have so many exciting initiatives and developments in our AGCP pathways, and while there are countless achievements and plans I could highlight, I'll focus on 3 areas that stand out. The big one. First, we are committed to student success by launching the 8-week term. So this academic term, we are launching 8 weeks. All of you have been actively participating in that endeavor. This summer, we had 11, I think that's on my next slide, so let me slow down. So these were numbers as of July 31st, last Wednesday, for registration. You can see students are pouring into those 8-week sections, A and B, term A and B. And then you can see students who are registered for both terms, 1 term, 16 weeks, and those numbers. So all students, 5,276 as of last Wednesday, July 31st. Course redesign was part of the 8 weeks. So this summer, 11 instructors went through course redesign with a COOP Learning, which is an organization that helps people redesign and design courses. So I sent an email to the 11 participants and asked them to give me 2 successes and 2 opportunities for improvement. And overwhelmingly, very positive remarks about this. Always room for improvement, but I want to read some of these quotes. Opportunity to incorporate engaging assignments and multifaceted knowledge assessment points, such as quizzes, projects, and applications, practical assignments. I've been teaching for 10 years, and I've had technical training on how to use online platforms, but never how to teach online. During this process, I was able to learn concepts for building online courses that are more than used assignment readings, discussion boards, and quizzes. COOP Learning presented new ideas and concepts on how to make the course more engaging and interactive without adding a heavy workload to the instructor. And then the last one I pulled was, although converting the course to an 8-week format was challenging, working closely with COOP Learning, Carmen, she is the president of that organization, was a positive experience. Her personable approach and insightful suggestions were instrumental in creating a potentially workable solution for delivering the project course within the allotted time frame. Our collaboration helped ensure that the core objectives of the course remained intact, even with the compressed schedule. So overwhelmingly very positive interactions there. People who might have entered into this kind of skeptical, not sure, actually have a different opinion now. And then opportunities for improvement, feedback loops, communication loops. Communication, I think, will be with us forever. And including adjunct instructors in the future. And one person wrote that they really wanted to keep COOP Learning on retainer for the rest of the year so they can keep going back and getting pointers. We can't afford that, sorry. Second thing I'm excited about is introducing new and updated equipment for the emergency medical science program. So they're all sitting together. If y'all will stand real quick, I want to recognize y'all. So Steve Wilson is the program director, and his team, under the leadership of Justin Long, applied for a high-cost workforce expansion grant with the North Carolina Community College System, and they were recently awarded $398,141. And so the date on this is wrong. It actually, the grant period is July 1st, 2024 to June 30th, 2026. So they have 2 years to purchase this equipment and install it. So these are the things that they want to purchase, and I brought pictures of them. So that's a mannequin with like a real person attached to monitors and getting IV. That's an ambulance that's in the classroom. This is a 3D classroom. They paint the walls and project things on the walls. It's so cool. And this is the last one. I forgot what he's called. What's he called? The Rugged Sim Airway Trainers Reality 360. See, I did my homework. So we're real excited about this and able to buy this equipment. When these opportunities become available, we share them with deans and with program directors, and then they take the initiative to apply. So we're real excited about this. And then lastly, I'm excited about Duke Street North. So they relocated to a new space in July. This is the location of Business and Entrepreneurship Pathway and IT under the leadership of Dean Darlene Bullock. There is space for growth, so I had the pleasure of touring it last Wednesday. It's a beautiful space. If you get an opportunity and you're on Duke Street North and you're in that area, pull over and go see the building. These are the courses and programs that will be offered, and then I wanted to show you before and after. So the first picture is where they were, that little itty bitty sign that you can hardly read. And now we have this big sign across the top of a 5-story building. Yes. And thank you, Dr. Bowen and Marshall. They are in facility services and ITS. It is just a whole team effort to get this done, and it's been a pleasurable experience most times. Oh, okay. So drive by in the day and then come back at night and see the sign. All right, so I'm going to finish up here. So together, let's make this academic year the best one yet. Thank you for your unwavering commitment to our students and to each other. Here's to a fantastic year ahead. And it's my pleasure to introduce Dr. Susan Bowen, the Chief Operations Officer.
I'm going to need this. So little did I know when I put this together that I was actually auditioning for the Dudes and Divas today. This is serious. But I'm not worried because this is the audience engagement and participation time. So, good morning, everyone. Good morning. So I'd like you all to stand up and cheer with me. So that includes the people that are virtually online. This is your break to get up from your seat and relax. So I'd like you to join me in a cheer for our campus operations team. So I'll explain how this is going to work. But I'm thrilled to share with you some exciting things that we have moving forward with Durham Tech this year. It's all driven by the spirit and support of our students. So we're going to be cheering to the word students. So how this works is I'm going to say, give me an S. And the audience will say, S. Wow, great. Let's try that one more time. Give me an S. S. S in campus operations stands for safety and security. This year we'll be looking to expand our ALICE training and doing train the trainer programs. We also will be launching the emergency notification system to our students. And of course, testing and implementing our lockdown procedures. Give me a T. T. T stands for technology. ITS and instructional technologies support element, as you've seen earlier, as one of our main focal areas for enrollment and student success. We will also be upgrading our infrastructure to strengthen our cybersecurity posture and implement new Canvas features, including discussions, quizzes, and hopefully, I'm hopeful that we'll be showing you our new Lightboard studio. Give me a U. U. Update on Capitol construction is coming. Yay. Our new health sciences building, our new life sciences building, and the addition at OCC will all be coming and launching, and we'll be sharing a new website for you so you will know what's happening and the schedule for capital construction. We do anticipate construction starting in May and June of this coming year. Woo-hoo. Okay, give me a D. D. Hey, if I could do a mic drop, I would for Duke Street North. Hey. And dare I say, sorry, Walter, with all due respect, we are going to be demolishing Building 8. Late winter, early spring, stay tuned for the details. Okay, give me an E. E, what else but 8 weeks? 8 weeks. We do stuff in campus operations for 8 weeks too. We're making sure that the technology is in place, the bookstore is in place, all the operational systems, CPPS is ready to go, and facilities is ready to go to help support 8 weeks. Give me an N. N. Northern Durham Center. Didn't leave you out, Justin. Our HVAC upgrade is going slow but surely, and that will be finished. This semester, we are moving back into Building 1 this week, but we'll be doing that. We also have a new cafe menu starting that will feature some a la carte menus and options for you. And I'm happy to announce we have begun planning for the newly upgraded HVAC and roof for the Collins buildings. All right. We're almost there. Give me a T. 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 Title IX update. Hey, with our newest member of campus operations, Victoria Deaton. Stay tuned for some updates. The new regulations went into effect August 1st, and we'll be sharing those with the community. And give me an S. S. That spells students, but most importantly, I have to take my glasses off for this. That stands for shared partnerships. I need you to know from the bottom of my campus operations heart and team that we cannot do any of this without each and every one of you in this room and online. We need your support. So, that's about our students. Give yourself a round of applause. Good job. And we are excited as campus operations to continue to do great things with you this coming year. Have a seat. I'm going to turn this off. I now have the pleasure of introducing Charmaine Grafton, one of our student speakers.
Yes, thank you. Good morning, everybody. I'm gonna prop this right here just in case you guys forgot who I am here at Durham Tech. Good morning, everyone. A special, thank you all so much for having me back at Durham Tech. It's so great to see all the great things happening and that you all are keeping up with the times, because our young people and our old folks need that. So I appreciate all the work that you all are doing, but I really appreciate the opportunity to be here with you all. A special thanks to President Buxton and Ms. Tony Brown and Ms. Nancy Wickle. Thank you so much for the invitation. I really appreciate it. They invited me back to kind of tell you all about my journey and how things are with me right now, but I want to kind of just keep the focus on you all as faculty and staff. I want to share my journey with you, which started with a dream and a lot of uncertainty in 2017. I found myself at a crossroads. I was a single mom of 4, going through a tough divorce, passed over for a promotion, and 3 months later that same year, I was laid off from my job at Blue Cross and Blue Shield of North Carolina. Despite my stellar performance, attendance, overall contributions,
The team lead role I knew I could do and get with no problem turned out not to be mine, simply because I lacked a college degree. That moment stung deeply. It felt like my hard work and dedication weren't enough, and I realized I needed to change my trajectory. I had to make a change, and that change was going to come from going back to school. I got on my computer and began searching for educational opportunities, and Durham Tech was the first option that popped up in my search. I want to take a pause right here because I am a product of Durham Tech, and I would like my sisters to stand up as well, because we are setting the tone, we are setting the stage for our children. These two women are also graduates of Durham Technical Community College. Shamea and Serena, would you please stand up? Okay, so my younger sister, she did it before me. So, she was my cheerleader, rooting me on through all of this. I decided to take that leap of faith and enroll in classes that summer. My goal was clear. I wanted to gain that formal education that kicked me out of the running for that team lead role. I also wanted to do this to set an example for my children. My time at Durham Tech was nothing short of transformative. Despite the challenges of balancing 3 jobs at one point, full-time classes, and raising my children, I persevered. Hence the picture, perseverance. I fast-tracked my studies, often taking 12 or more credit hours each semester, determined to achieve my goals as quickly as possible. It was a demanding and exhausting journey, but one filled with purpose and hope. I completed 2 associate's degrees at Durham Tech, an associate's in arts and one in associate's in applied science with the focus of business administration. During my time here, I also had the privilege of serving as your Student Government Association president. It was an incredible experience that allowed me to grow as a leader and advocate for my fellow students. The support I received from the staff and faculty was unparalleled. My advisors, mentors, and instructors believed in me even when I doubted myself. Their encouragement and guidance were the lifelines I needed to keep pushing forward. It was the dedication and passion for teaching that inspired me to keep going, even on those toughest days. To the staff and faculty here today, I want to say to you, your work matters. Every day you have the power to change lives, just as you changed mine. There may be students who don't express their gratitude, who seem distant or unengaged, but believe me, they are listening. They are absorbing your words, your support, and your belief in them. Please keep doing what you're doing. Keep showing up. Keep inspiring, because behind every student, there's a story. There's a struggle, a dream. Your dedication and passion are the beacons of hope that guide them through their darkest times. Thank you for everything you do. Your work is not in vain. You're making a difference, one student at a time. And although I stand before you with just 2 associate's degrees, it's because of your love, support, and dedication to little old Charmaine that I'm able to pour back into my community, one single mom at a time. Thank you for all you do. Please continue doing the great things that you're doing. Anytime you need me to come back, I'm here to support. I'm here when you need me. I'm here to keep you on path and on track to do great things. Thank you so much for the opportunity to come back and speak to you.
holding it hostage for the hug. Charmaine, it means so much. Hear me say to you, we are all listening. Thank you. And Danny and Walter, I'm going to take 2 seconds to say thank you. You all have heard about their contributions. It goes far beyond what JB listed, and it shows up every day for so many of us. One example that most of you probably don't know about is that twice a year, they will show up with crates and crates and crates of fruit, of peaches in the summer and oranges in the winter. And to balance that out, Walter will randomly show up with 1 million donuts. But they are single-handedly responsible for preventing scurvy at Durham Tech. So thank you for that. Okay, so get excited for the launch of our reaffirmation process. Raise your hand if you know what the Southern Association of Colleges and Schools Commission on Colleges means to Durham Tech. If you didn't raise your hand, you are about to find out over the next 2 years. So we have some folks who have already stepped up to lead this work. The heavy lift, the not so fun part, which is our comprehensive report that says that we are showing you and providing evidence, SAC-COC, that we are in compliance with all of the standards to be reaffirmed under our institutional accreditation. Leading me with that work will be Dr. Jen Survey-Roberts. Thank you, Jen. Of course. The other heavy lift, and this is a heavy lift that starts today, that actually started a few weeks ago, and I heard from Leah Bingham that it feels already too late to start, is the development and then seeing through for 5 years after our reaffirmation of our quality enhancement plan, our QEP. You will hear that so much over the next 7 years. QEP, if you don't know it already. Melissa Ockert, you know it deeply. Yes, so that is a new idea, big project that we decide together to undertake. And leading that work initially to develop the topic, determine the topic and develop the plan will be Leah Bingham and Dr. Help me. Allegra Maudlin, thank you. I was going to use her real name. Allegra Maudlin. We'll use her chosen name. So what we're going to do this semester, fall semester, is prepare to launch the work. We will appoint task forces for lots of different pieces of this. So if this is interesting to you, if you think you'd like to learn more about the college, you would like to learn more about accreditation, institutional accreditation in particular, if policies and procedures are kind of interesting to you in particular, shoot me an email and say, hey, consider me for one of these teams, or I'm particularly interested in this type of work that's related to accreditation, and we'll start building our teams and seeding those teams. You will see on this slide 2 things that I want to point out. So you will see the SAC-COC seal, and on the other side, the language that we are required to use whenever we show the seal. So I'm compelled to tell you, because I was reminded of this a couple of weeks ago at a SACS meeting, we can never use the seal without also including this language. So if you're using it someplace, please be careful or check with me before you do, okay? We will submit our comprehensive report. That's the big report. That leaves my office in February of 2026, so a lot of work between now and then. And then an off-site committee of our peers from within SAC-COC will review our responses, and then they will seat a team and send a team here the following fall. At that point, they will also dig very deeply into the QEP and the plan and determine whether we pass with our QEP as presented. Okay, so more on that to come. Shifting gears. Is Heather here? Heather. Heather has Heatherized a new infrastructure graphic for us. So this represents our governance structure at Durham Tech. You will see on here, along the outside of what I'm calling a flower, is the President's Cabinet, and then Executive Leadership Team, which was not in the last graphic that we had. We've launched that since we've updated this. Council on Committees, under that section, and then you have a space here for every one of our associations and councils at the college. You will see that the Equity and Inclusion Council is central to the work, and the data team in the very center, sort of leading out and supporting the rest of the councils and associations. If you are interested in serving on a council that you see here, then you will be able to respond to the new council chairs to express your interest very soon. But before we move on to launching those new leadership roles this year, I'd like to say thank you to those of you who held those roles in this past year. So if you are here, please stand so we can thank you properly. Teddy Johnson and Belinda Wiley, who led our staff association. Dr. Marina Del Vecchio and Jessica Vaughn. Our faculty leaders. The head of the Equity and Inclusion Council, Dr. Makara Lewis-Sessoms, and Communications, Dr. Norman Collins. Thank you. We'll say thank you to Dr. Angela Davis, who is off on the other coast doing great things. And thank you, Evelise Rosario, for all your work. Jackie Crone and Jason Mayer for getting things on target with Operations and Technology Council. And Dr. Abe Donis for steering Strategic Enrollment Management Council and Student Success Council all year. And Kathy James Springer, who is home with family right now, but please thank her for Organizational Development and Learning Council. And your new leadership for the coming year, Dr. Allegra Modlin will also chair the Student Success Council. April Bea Joseph, Christine Gunnagle, Jennifer Bennett will be leading Equity and Inclusion Council. Allegra and Meredith Lewis and Evelise, because I need her for everything these days, will be working with Policies and Procedures Council, which is a replacement for Leadership Council. So it moves Policies and Procedures Council down doing just that work instead of feeding from the other councils up to Leadership Council. Leadership Council is no more. Policies and Procedures Council now is being stood up to do all the policies and procedures work. So thank you, Meredith, and thank you, Allegra, for agreeing to do that work with me. Jackie Crone and Jason Mayer, your work is not done. You will have the two of them as co-chairs for Operations and Technology Council again. Abe is keeping Strategic Enrollment Management Council. It is an outgrowth of a lot of the work that we've been doing around strategic enrollment. So that council is going to start really taking that work and running with it. as the work team shifts over to that council. And organizational development and learning, Kathy James Springer will keep that group as well. So again, for those areas, those councils that are looking for new membership, the council chairs will be sending something out through me a little bit later in the fall after we're through launching the semester. And if you are interested in serving, then you will let those chairs know directly to consider you as a potential new member for any one of those councils. Your new staff association chair, vice chair, and communications chair are Tiffany Robinson, Natalie Wilmichin, and Mina Abdul Mutakalim. Most people, I think, already know this. We had a really nice handoff and support for Faculty Association for our new president, Kathy Colley Robinson, vice president, Cassandra Shelton, and communications chair, Alicia James. And now we're going to bring up Nancy Weichel. Oh, wait. Nancy, Prize Patrol. We are not bringing up Nancy Weichel yet, but we'll leave her name up there.
Some more goodies.
All right, we're back. Everybody gets a prize. Not really, I'm kidding. You don't. All right, we're getting you ready for winter here. The next up is a Dermtech scarf.
Woo! That's actually really nice.
Made in Turkey. The directions say do not wrap too tightly around your neck.
Just has the
It really does.
Look at this symbol, the D. Yeah.
And on the back, there's
Show them.
There's the D there. Okay.
Fancy.
All right.
Okay, the winning number is last numbers 265. Oh, yay!
Next, we have a Dermtech blanket with the handle. I think that's the best part, the handle.
Winning number 171.
171. Last three, 171. All right.
Jesus.
Jesus.
That's the next one. This is fancy.
Next up, we have a Dermtech umbrella.
Oops, that's a...
I won't open it. It's bad luck in here.
198. Last numbers. 198.
All right.
Yay!
Next up, we have another blanket with a handle.
201.
201.
201? No? Okay.
I get the blanket.
364. We have another umbrella. Let me see. Winning number is 181. 181? Okay. Next number. 345. Last three numbers. No? 427. 427. That's a lot of numbers. 325. Yay! Have more? Just one more?
Yeah. Just
Okay.
two more because Abe was so inspired by his element presentation. And this is really just to get Jessica Bones go.
Socks? Is that a pair of socks?
I really can't wear these. So one of you will.
Let's see. Winning number 289. Oh.
If you have the
289.
number, you have to come get
261. 261. Nope. Uh-oh, I don't think. Next winning number 313. Oh, Connie!
And the last one I forgot I had. This is from the North Carolina Association of Community College Presidents, but given the week we're about to have.
Winning number 196. 196.
Yeah.
That's it. Okay.
You're gonna thank me this week. All right, Nancy. Thank you, Tony. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Sophia, I feel you. The mic needs to come down. Yeah. I'm excited to tell you that something that began in 2021, which was creating a new seal, because our current one is a little dated looking. The process got started, and then we had a few changes in staffing positions, so it got a pin put in it for just a minute. But then once we got it moving again, Heather, thank you so much, created 3 potential options for designs, received feedback from across the college. And I do want to note, our logo, the D, is more about our branding. Our seal is more about our mission. It's hanging in the multipurpose room in the Wynn Center. There will be a new one hanging there soon, thanks to Makerspace. Thank you, Michael. So this is what our current seal looks like. Actually, I should say our old seal, because our board approved our new seal in June. So it's not inclusive. It doesn't represent all our pathways and options. Based on the design the 3 designs that Heather put forth and the feedback she got, this is our new seal. So just a few quick things about what the symbolism stands for. We thought the torch, what we heard from folks was it represents guidance to enlightenment, hope, and wisdom, which we have heard some of our speakers speak to today. We added an honor cord to represent academic excellence. Book represents learning for all. The rays of light represent many pathways and opportunities that we offer our students. And the words that were finally selected were excellence, impact, and opportunity. And those 3 words were chosen because of excellence in service, teaching, and academics, the work you all do and how well you do it. Impact on our community and on the economic mobility of students, and opportunity for all. We are an open door, and we are here for anyone in our community who would like to pursue learning. So, Walter and Denny and Liz, we're not going to leave you alone today. I'm so sorry. If y'all could come up for a moment. So again, our friends in Makerspace, Michael has made the first seal. That is our gift to Walter and Denny. And it says on the back, the Newton Makerspace 2024. So we would love to present you. And Denny, you can always use flowers.
Miss Durham took.
So thank you all so much. Look for the new seal in the multipurpose room coming soon, and we are going to hang a smaller, more mobile version of the seal in our boardroom as well, just so it has higher profile on campus. Thank y'all so much. And it is now my tremendous honor to introduce our final speaker for the day. I had the opportunity to hear Jonathan speak earlier this summer and really, really loved his story. So, Jonathan?
Well, as a non-traditional student, I would like to thank the Divas and Dude for reminding me that I have so much to look forward to. In 1989, I graduated high school with a GPA of 1.8. And yes! You get it! I had a great career in music. I have a great career in music, and I'll always be thankful for that. But I was curious about science. And I used to drive my bandmates crazy by listening to physics lectures in the van. And when I was 47, I was diagnosed and treated for ADHD. And when COVID shut the music business down for about 2 years, my girlfriend suggested that I take a class at the community college and explore my other interests, an idea which honestly terrified me, but I couldn't stop thinking about it. So I met with Eliza Murphy over at the Orange County campus. Yeah. I did really well on the placement test, and she said, "Why don't you just start a degree program?" I said, "I'm a singer. I just want to take a math class." And I signed up, registered for pre-calculus 1. And Amanda White could not be here today. I hope she gets to see this. Amanda White was a life-changing, amazing teacher. I had fun. I made my first A. I signed up for another class. And then Leah Bingham emailed me and told me about this meeting for NC State's C3 program. Now, if I could pick in my wildest dreams an institution to study physics, what if I could? I would pick NC State. So I filled out the form, I went to the meeting, see what it would take, and when I finish my associates in engineering here at Durham Tech, I will transfer to NC State to study physics. Sometimes, maybe most times, I feel like someone made a clerical error and they're going to call me and apologize. I'll go back to playing music. But I learned something here that helps me when I feel that way, and I learned it last semester in Intro to Chemistry. There's a number called a mole. So like a pair or a dozen, it's a number with its own name. Now, mole is basically a 6 followed by 23 zeros. It's a huge number, but atoms are very small, and you need more than a dozen in lab. So if you have a 6 followed by 23 zeros of an atom, the atomic mass of that atom becomes its weight in grams. And that's something we can get our hands on. So if you have, say, hydrogen's atomic mass is 1, oxygen's atomic mass is 16. If you have 2 grams of hydrogen and 16 grams of oxygen, you can make a mole of H2O, right? So I made an A in that class too. How much is that? Really? So a teaspoon holds about 5.5 grams of water. So, count with me. We're going to do 1. That's 1, 2, 3. That's about 16.5, so we get a little bit more here. That's close enough for engineering. Now, if a bartender poured you a shot like this, you'd send it back. But I want you to imagine the Milky Way galaxy. 200 billion stars. And that's average for a galaxy in our universe, about 200 billion stars. As far as we could ever see, as far as the light has had time to reach us from the universe, there are about 1 trillion galaxies in our observable universe. If ours is average, that means there are 200 billion trillion stars in our observable universe. And that is a 2 coincidentally followed by 23 zeros. So if you multiply all the stars in the universe by 3, you will have the number of molecules in this glass of water.
Wow.
If you multiply that times 3, because H2O, you'll have the number of atoms in this glass of water. 9 universes. Now, I came up with that little exercise to help myself imagine the scale of the atomic world. What I could not imagine last year when I timidly signed up for a single math class was that I would be invited to speak to you today and represent the student body. You taught me that I contain universes. That I am more than a GPA. I am more than a learning disability. That you are more than a degree or your faculty position. Eliza Murphy, Amanda White, Leah Bingham, Jen Macy I saw here, Harry McGuire, Bradley Collins taught me about the mole. Nancy Weichel invited me to speak today. Indira Everett, J.B. Buxton, the foundation board that finds donors that provide generous support for students like me. I don't know you all. I can't name you all. But what I want to say to all of you, and I knew immediately when they asked me to speak what I wanted to say, was I know some days you feel like you are at best making a small difference. It is not small. The value of what you do is uncountable.
Yes.
We've seen buildings come and buildings go. You are Durham Technical Community College.
Yes.
And you contain universes. I want you to stay hydrated. Have a great semester, and thank you so much for everything. I'll turn it over to you, JB.
If you have Spotify and you've not already downloaded Jonathan Byrd, get on it. You will love his music. Sophia, Charmaine, Jonathan, thank you for honoring us with your presence. Thank you for believing that we could be part of your journey and giving us that opportunity. And thank you for sharing it with us today. One more time, if we could. Some of you may be astonished to hear me say this. I thought a lot about how I wanted to close this meeting, and then I listened to our 3 students. And I'm not smart about a lot of things, but I'm smart enough to know when what's been said is enough. Our students have given us the invocation, the sermon, and the benediction. And I just want to thank them for doing that. And that's all I'm going to say. Y'all, no, that's all I'm going to say. Thank you all.
If I can just say something about lunch real quick. There are several lines. There is a turkey line, a ham line,